Hey everybody, welcome to Stacking Pennies. Corey LaJoie here alongside Ryan Flores. We have some big guests joining us in studio. We have Zane Smith running P3 at Bristol. We're going to break down his night, as well as Christopher Bell calling in, all that and more. Breaking down Bristol coming up here on Stacking Pennies. Let's go.
Stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
It tastes like gasoline, rubber, and victory.
We're just out here stacking pennies.
Hey friends, welcome to Stacking Pennies. Hope your day is going fantastic. Corey LaJoie here alongside Ryan Flores. How's it going, buddy?
Going good.
We've already wrapped up two awesome interviews that we're going to plug in later in the show. I'm excited for you guys to listen to both third place finisher from Bristol, Zane Smith, right here in studio, as well as the winner, Chris Bell, breaking down his Bristol performance. But before we get into all that in Bristol, obviously a heavy week. I felt like I had somebody punch me in the gut all week, seeing that Charlie Kirk, all the videos circulating around. I think I was the one who told you about it, right? Because it's on social media, and just heartbroken for his family, heartbroken for the country, heartbroken for Christians, because I do feel like, and then all the things that come along with it, right? All the social media videos of people celebrating and all the things that it provokes, that makes you feel a type of way, that when I'm looking at it objectively, we sit here and talk about racing every week, right? And we put so much emphasis on it, and it's easy to lose track on. This is an entertainment business, and we just have fun, and we're doing it with our buddies, and we do it for a job, and we have this unbelievable platform that reaches tens of thousands of people every week. And I've always wanted to use this platform for positivity and for a light. And as my 5-year-old comes walking up, hey buddy, what's up? Yeah, you can drive it. Go ahead. It's a full battery, yeah. How's your day at school? Was it okay? Go ahead. We're recording. And and that's it right there, right? Like, talk about a little distraction hypothetically, but that is my 5-year-old coming in, like, that put in perspective even more of what matters. This week, 31-year-old guy debating peacefully, doing all the things that, whether I agree with him, whether I don't, like, is irrelevant, because he's out here making a positive impact and doing it the right way. And we saw all that happen on Wednesday. And everything that follows, I'm trying to look at objectively, because everyone's going to have their opinion, but it's clear to me, this battle of the spiritual battle between good and evil, right? Because if you've ever read anybody's listened and read Screw Tape Letters, I don't know if you have or not, C.S. Lewis, really interesting book, of how the evil one, the evil side, will try to get your distraction away from good versus evil, is to turn it to a white versus black, left versus right, red versus blue, to where you take your eyes off of this battle of flesh and bone, and it needs to be turned towards good and evil. And we are under a spiritual battle each and every day. So it really shook my perspective on really what matters. And I wanted to just say that, man, it's tough. It was super heavy, and I wish I'd do more. I wish I was more eloquent with what I'm feeling, but it was cool to see Eric Amarola win and give a shout out, as well as Chris Bell. But what I ultimately want to do is protect my family, and also use all the things that NASCAR has afforded me on social media and with this podcast to use it for good. And sure, we get into the weeds and talking about race cars going around in circles, but that really and truly, guys, isn't where your priority should lie. It should lie with your community, in your family, in your faith, in your marriage, whatever it might be, because that's truly where the impact is of how your fight and your influences of this fight between good and evil is. It's in your home first, and then it's in the schools, and it's in your community. That's where you should focus on to make a positive difference. So that really was an adjustment shifter for me. Unfortunately, it was at the toll of Charlie Kirk's life.
Not only that, right? What happened real close to home here in Charlotte,
on the train.
And then, it's 9/11, so it's it was 9/11
on Thursday,
so it's a super heavy week. And, like, I think parenting, we had a really tough week of just like, man, how do you navigate this? Harper's almost 8 years old and in second grade. So she goes to school, comes home, and it's like, hey, what happened? Hey, talk to me about all this. So you're navigating that. The one thing that scared me a little bit, that like really put it in perspective to me, obviously there's just a ton going on. And it was good because a bunch of picker guys, we just went and golfed on Friday, and it was like on Thursday, just needed to get out and like be together. Just that after watching everything that had gone on, it was just too much.
Yeah, dude.
And we were sitting down last night eating dinner, and the football game was on, and the football game ended. Go Birds for all you Eagles fans. Big Swifties in my house. They love Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing, but it ended, and the news came on, and my daughter looked at me and goes, Dad, the news scares me. I was like,
me too.
I don't like that. Like, let's turn that off. And I think that's where we're at in this world of, and we'll, in this world of clickbait and just getting attention and saying the brashest or the whatever you can do, showing the craziest stuff that you can just get some clicks on. We dehumanize each other, and it's really just about being humans and being kind to each other. I think, there's just a lot to unpack, but we're very fortunate. And here's the good news, right? What the world needed, pull us out of that, was a damn good Bristol Night Race, and there was a damn good Bristol Night Race on Saturday night. So that's what. I remember back when 9/11 happened, right? And we went racing at Dover that week, and it was like, hey, we have to race and do this for the people so the healing process can start. And having a good Bristol Night Race hopefully helped the healing process. I know for our community, but hopefully the fan base and everybody as well. Because look, you got to keep going.
Got to keep on keeping on, as Joe Dirt says. And I mean, we raced the next day on Thursday in the truck, and I mean, it was like, never met Charlie, didn't really follow him on social media, saw his clips, and I certainly have been more interested in what he was talking about since I just kind of paid attention a bit more this week. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And to be able to put a helmet on, to unplug for a minute and go rip some laps around the last grade Coliseum was awesome. So breaking down truck race a little bit. What do we got here? So we unloaded. We were okay. Didn't qualify great. Didn't have a great metric. So mid-pack draw. Just kind of got mired in traffic. We were 12th to 15th all night. Had a good long run at the end. Passed a couple trucks. Finished 9th. And that was about it. Those trucks are 2 steps off between front row trucks and Tricon trucks. So I've been trying to push them to get a bit more aggressive with their body builds. And we are considerably off in downforce, and I don't know if that's a large vessel to try to turn around.
You have 5 or 6 races left, right? Everything's
built. They're not going to change a body build, change simulation, go to the wind tunnel.
Nope.
So unfortunately, we are married to something that we can clearly see we are substantially off on. So hopefully we can, tweak on it and get a little bit better relative to the competition, because Lane Riggs spun out, went from back to the front, and was hauling ass. That 34 truck was solid the other night.
It's either him or Corey Heim.
That's it, dude.
Or somebody else gets lucky.
One
or the other. It's going to see who.
It's one of those 2 trucks. If one of those 2 trucks have an issue, it might be somebody else, but those guys are head and shoulders above everybody else right now.
Xfinity race was electric to watch, too.
Yeah, it was.
The end. I only caught the end, but it was fun to watch because I'm like, man, he's getting tail 2 Bristols, right? They're running the top, and the 41 was getting turned off the banking and kind of angled down, but he wasn't driving quite to the peak like Joey would do that, where he'd drive into the top and then get it pointed straight down and get his left rear in the PJ1 and launch off the corner. He wasn't quite doing that, and then here comes Sheldon, like right at the end on tires. If he had another lap, he probably would have got there, but it was exciting to watch. Zilich was super fast, but kind of the 19 just tricked him.
Yeah.
Well, not tricked him, but like old
Faked
veteran
him.
Just
Savvy
like
bit. I'm gonna stay out here.
I'm gonna stay out here. I know I can't beat him straight up,
and I can line up on the front row and see what.
I'm sick of getting beat by him. Sick of getting beat by those guys, is what he said.
So 15 straight top 5s, I believe, for Connor Zilich. what's more of an impressive stat, 15 straight top fives or 15 second-place finishes for Sheldon Creed, no win?
That sucks.
That's
I mean, it's better than 15 third-place finishes, but man, I want Sheldon to win. He's lost them every way he possibly can. I wonder when he wins, he's probably like, "Who cares? I'm over it.
Yeah.
Just leave."
Tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, I'm going to
leave me alone.
I'm going to get a job as a mailman. You guys leave me alone. I'm over this.
I know.
That's what I would do.
I've been there.
Because you win and you're finally like, "Oh, I did it," and everybody's like, "Okay, all right. Wait, now we just load up and leave." Damn it.
Then the Cup Series comes to town. Everybody cares about that one. Forget about what happened the night before. And what the Cup Series brought with them was the curveball off curveballs. It was sick because we watched practice and everybody was up in arms. Oh, my God, it's not wearing, no fall off. Well, dial the little track temperature down 20 degrees. Now let's see what happens. They line them up, and the first stage was bizarre.
It was great.
Pulled by a Jalmendinger.
We went green, and then when I saw that the 16 just kind of pulled on him, he's got a problem.
Yeah.
And I think I saw the 60 pull off, and I was like, "Oh, boys,
Get
it's
ready."
going down."
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, everything just changed. Get ready." Like, what do you mean? I'm like, keep your stuff on.
On fabric.
Oh, got a flat. I commend NASCAR. They let this all play out. I know that the 21 starts on fire. They probably should have thrown a caution. Like, I probably would have thrown a caution for that.
For the 21.
I got to see it.
And that thing was engulfed in
Listening
flames.
to it. Those are large fires. You almost forget, too, when the car's on fire. I'm sure we'll see it with the 2 car. That there's somebody sitting in there, breathing and all that.
So, opinions all over the board now. It seems like no matter what outcome of the race we have, tires wearing out, tires not wearing out, cars passing all over the place, cars no passing all over the place, people aren't going to like it. But here's my perception. I was sitting on the couch, just like everybody else watching the race, and I was scanning the 77, which I got to give Luke his flowers. I think we give him flowers later in the show. I rode along with Carson in the 77 group. Luke Lambert and Tyler Green managed that race to perfection. The information was accurate and of how Carson needed to pace, what cars he needed to pass, when to get down, when to press, when not to press, and they put the 77 in a race-winning position. So the 77, I thought, executed it tremendously. Talk about execution. The 21 couldn't have had a worse first round of the playoffs. I don't even think they saw stage 2 of any playoff race.
It's the worst round. It's the worst first round of the playoffs ever.
Ever, yeah.
I don't think it's.
And then just cap it all off with this thing burning to the ground. It took them a little longer to get out here than I think I'd like to see. They were yanking on them. You have so many hookups. You've got your helmet hose, you got your radio, you've got your cool suit, and you got your 7-point harness and all the things that go along with it. And you can't see. I mean, that thing's
trying to get it down,
man.
Oh, I didn't realize he was trying to get it down right away. He's like, let me get out of this thing. That's what makes
There's also
Austin Cindric's a thug move. Well, then, like,
he just said, I'm riding this out.
They didn't really know.
I'm going down with the ship, Austin Cindric said. This thing burns to the ground. It's going to have me in it.
Yep. Oh, here it is. That fire is actually larger. So I've learned from this that if this happens to me again, I'm not bringing Fire Aid's great company. I love the fires. These fires are too big for a Fire Aid bottle. Yeah. I'm going right to the fireman. Let's go.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, right away.
Go with the fire suits. Your time to shine.
Because when I watch this stuff,
that stuff ain't even touching it.
It ain't even touching it. So
you need the big dog.
Yep. Here he comes. They're like, hold on. It's like, no. You better get in there.
Spray
right
in
away.
there. Get it.
Because this. Okay, so this is. How many seconds is a lap? 17 seconds.
Yeah.
18 seconds. Right. You use that thing. You save yourself 3 laps.
For sure.
So that's in my repertoire from now on. If you listen to this show, congratulations. Now you know.
They're a little trigger shy because of how much it messed it.
I'm taking it. If we need to keep the car in the race in the 2-car situation,
just shoot this thing.
I'm shooting it and we're going.
Yeah.
So it's situational dependent. But if you have a big fire and you need it out,
get the big dogs.
I'm coming with the big guns.
They literally put it right front on that thing. He can't see where he's freaking going, man.
That's the thing. Is like, have you ever had an electrical fire?
Yeah, it sucks.
It's the worst, dude. And those things burning, they're the worst.
Well, carbon burning.
These guys weren't even out
is
there. 66 car, yeah, 66. They're like,
All right. See,
and
look.
he gets out.
I'm done. I'm over it.
Yep. Thank you, but no thanks.
Pull them out like Cole Trickle.
Yeah, they did. Change my tires. Put my fire out.
Now, that's something nobody loves to see, right? I don't like, kind of dislike with a passion, actually, the chance or the luck of the draw it is if your car catches on fire. Don't love that. I'm sure NASCAR, they've even made panels. Yeah.
Which Higgy pointed out earlier.
We talked about that in some meetings last year with all the drivers. So Fords, I believe, are the only ones that clad or put the heat shrink or the heat foil wrap around their headers. All the other ones don't. The two other OEMs don't do that. And the theory is with the other two is that it gets so hot that it burns the rubber and makes it rub like rocks or like powderizes it.
Okay.
Where if you cool the headers down just enough, it sits on there and then collects, doesn't burn it off completely, and it catches on fire. Hopefully they can get that stuff. Nobody likes to see cars go up in flames, especially when it potentially might ruin somebody's playoff hopes, like it almost did the two. But shout out, who's crew chief on that unit?
On the two?
Yeah.
Brian Wilson
and Austin Cindric. Put the old bifocals down and let her rip. It's going to go down with the ship, but he did not have to go down with it.
They were tearing down, and Wilson walked by and looked at me like, whew. And I was like, I don't know what happened. We were about to win this thing, Wilson. What happened? Did you make it? He's like, yeah, you didn't see that? I'm like, no, dude, I'm on the back stretch. They were on the front stretch. I had no idea. So,
which goes to show how much of that race was chaos.
You had no idea what was going on.
It was, dude, you had guys spinning out. You had Kyle Larson doing twirly whirls trying to get on pit road with a broken toe link.
Oh.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Shout out Jesse Saunders, fastest toe link change
in history.
I don't know if that's true or not, but we're giving him that.
We are going to give him that. 1 minute and 56 seconds, I believe. That is when that thing's bent. Now it's broken, which helps. When it's bent, it's all jammed up and pissed off, so it's harder to get it when it's bent. That thing is clearly broken. So all you got to do is 2 bolts, pop.
What's Cliff saying?
So he's telling him what to do, staying calm.
Mike Moss, hop out. Leave your gun.
That's rear changer.
Get over the wall, Jafar.
Yep, he's just kind of directing traffic. He's doing a good job. And Jesse's over there working.
Nobody's panicking. It's all systematic.
Yep.
Well, your day is more or less done this time.
Yeah, but, these are the things that later on down the road, if you can change a toe link in 1 minute and 56 seconds, you might only lose
a lap.
2 laps, 1 lap at a place like
Kansas.
Kansas, Roval.
Yeah.
Roval, you might not even lose a lap.
Yeah.
So these are big. That's where the whole strength of your team comes in, and being on the same page is a big part of that.
Man, the 5 is going through a slump. Holy cow. I mean, the Indy 500 hangover has been real for that team.
Yeah, but inevitably he's going to catch his second wind here before long, and it's going to be bad for everybody.
Think so?
Momentum's a cruel mistress. He's got it on the wrong way, but when he starts gaining it back, dude, you don't pull on Superman's cape. We used to think the same thing about Jimmy Johnson every time he went through a lull.
Yeah.
Then he'd come back and clap our cheeks.
Always just a cheek clapper. That fella is. What do we got here?
Playoff drivers crash. We got the 88. 88 was having a rough one. I think he got spun out by a couple different people a couple of times.
I mean, people were just shipping him. Needed a yellow. I'm going to just finish it.
Sorry. Shame. Maybe it's their way of getting back for him making everybody look dumb on road courses. And then I think the 88, the 5, the 9 had a large wreck. Here's the 24.
So with this one, William was also the free pass car, but they took
they didn't give it to him.
Away.
Yeah.
You can't spin somebody out and get the free pass. If you are involved in the caution, you do not get the free pass.
That car looks kind of cool.
The Wendy's.
It doesn't look going back. It doesn't look good going backwards, but I do like that car. This is something, man. I watched this in-car camera multiple times between the 42 and the 11. I think, and Steve Letarte and Jeff Burton did a great job of breaking it down in the broadcast. It was old school Bristol where it was imperative to be on the bottom, not only for speed but for tire conservation. And it was such You can hear him gas it up a little bit, actually, to try to get back to the 2.
What I can't tell is
I don't know if he gassed up because he got hit and his foot bounced off the pedal.
It wouldn't
he's trying to
have
get
won.
in line. There's no doubt.
He got absolutely plugged.
John Hunter, yeah, he got, I mean, the 11.
Well, if you're on the 42 radio, he, and I'm assuming this, I didn't hear, but like they're like, "Hey, keep it filled. Don't let him get down." So he pounds it in there. That was right behind you guys, wasn't it?
Oh, well, we were getting ready to pit. Yeah, that's me right there, right away. I'm like, all right.
Great form with that brake clean can.
Good. Well, they were like, we're going to roll this way. I'm like, no, you're going that way.
Yeah.
I think everybody on pit road was like, no, go that. No, I think your truck's, stop, don't.
There was a lot of radio conversation about they were not happy with him since he ran 2 laps around the track.
I don't know why he did that, which inherently you don't know if you're leaking or not, and you're just like, that was a large lick. He's probably just trying to find his bearings and not really understanding the extent of the damage on that car, but the day was over for that thing.
Yeah.
Hard to put a blame on anybody. I mean, obviously the 9 would have left the bottom lane for the 42 to fill and live to fight another day, or just take some leverage on exit and pinch the 42 and drive off of 4 and get down into 1. That's probably what he would love to do sitting here watching it on Monday. But unfortunate day ending for the 9 team there. Just part of the chaos, man. I felt like the 47 was spun around like 7 or 8 different times, and I looked up and all of a sudden then he was like in the top 10.
He spun somebody out at one point. Oh, right here. Larson.
Yeah.
Kind of rooted him up the track. I think there was also
that's what happened to the 5 when he got
everybody going different speeds, and you didn't quite know where you're at, and you're trying to make hay, and guys would go in like they were going to run the top, you'd fill, then they'd come back down. Yeah, that's a tough one. Damn it. You're out of control with the broken toe link.
Yeah, you can't drive.
But yeah, they were just Denny had a rough go. I guess his wheel come off. We'll talk about that in Boats and Woes. Once you get up high into those marbles, you are
it's ice.
Passenger.
It's ice.
Yeah, everybody up in the Northeast that's driven in snow, you know when you hit ice.
So this right here changed the complexity of the whole race. Fast forward all the way to the end, and there's a long green run, and guys are pitting, guys are trying to go long on tires, guys are trying to save a set, guys are on old tires or scuffs or whatever it was. The pay windows opened up, and what we've got here to finish the race is a 6 on old tires trying to make it and manage the gap on really old tires, with the 20 was coming and the 77 was coming. These guys are in a hurry, and what the last thing Brad didn't need to happen is exactly what happened, unfortunately, off his bumper. The 41 comes off a pit road, driving, he was all through all the marbles. He has a 23 coming around him on tires. Bad position for everybody. But down the front straightaway, or back straightaway, all the marbles collected there. So he goes into 3, plows into the left rear of the 23, 6 hits him in the bumper. Just a no-win situation.
They caught a caution for that, huh?
Yeah.
Does it keep going?
That's a shunt.
I don't think I could argue that didn't need to be a caution.
Think so?
I'd say there was a couple other instances where they weren't cautions. I thought he had spun around. Because they were pretty short to throw cautions all night, but
yeah,
it lined it up for it was called no matter what. Like, I don't want to open Pandora's box, but I was just watching it. My natural reaction was go, oh man, I didn't realize that was a.
Yeah, I mean, it was a large hit for the 23. I don't disagree with the call to put it out there. Would have certainly loved to see it play out, because I think it would have been interesting. But what happened? 6 to go. You got some takers, some guys staying out. You guys stayed out. 77 stayed out.
48 stayed out. 6 pitted. 6 the first one that pitted.
Yep. And they put scuffs on. I believe the 20 had stickers. Okay. The only top car in like the top 10 or 12.
I can't believe that they both took the top. Brad didn't take third there. Go back to the choose. He double stacked the top. Oh man, he's kicking himself for that.
Yeah, he is.
He said it after the race on the radio that I chose the wrong lane.
Yeah. Whoa.
Oh man,
whoa.
I think you've got to go in there and ship the 38 and keep it moving.
That's exactly what the 20 did.
They literally gave him. He did. Well, this 20 didn't even need to shuck the 38 because he goes in there on old tires and goes up the hill, because the tires just collect all the bumbles on the front straightaway. Watch here, going to 1.
Brad's
Good restart by the young
down.
man into 1. Little tink tink doink, roll the bottom, keep it moving. How you doing?
thought we were wrecking there.
I thought you were wrecking there even more so. Now, I don't know how much of that, we're going to ask Zane here later in the show, how much of that was a little bit of retaliation potentially from Iowa or just old tires, which who knows what that might have been. But you don't forget when you're a race car driver.
So here, I thought the 6 and the 20 were going to wreck.
Yeah.
Blanchard's like, yo, stay in it. They're going to wreck each other. And he just slide hammered them. If you go back, Hocevar had to have a nightmare, though. If you rewind to where he was, everybody lined up behind him, let's look at it. He's had a problem with Zane. He's had a problem with Chris gets by him and Brad gets by him, but then he's lined up with Joey, Blaney, who he spun out, Corey Heim, who he's had beef with. It was like murderer's row of guys that have just gotten into him. I'm like, oh, no.
I'm going to say there's probably more people than not that have a ticket pulled for their opportunity to get back even. But, yes, to your point.
These are the times when, like, these are the times when doing the stuff he does is like.
Because it might not show up directly or obviously, but when there's need to be brakes cut, you will not be cut those brakes.
Yeah.
And if it's certainly at the opportunity or the instance of winning a race at somebody else's regard, you're not certainly getting cut a break. So, but nonetheless, he did an excellent job all day long, put himself in position to win, just didn't quite have the tires at the end like the other two guys did. I think that 77 group, as well as your group, P3, man, I'm excited to talk to Zane, hear his take on it
Before that, Christopher Bell's going to come hang out with us for a little bit, and he's going to tell us how. I gotta ask. I didn't realize the choose, man. The 48 and the 6. It was like here you go. Here's the win for you.
Yeah.
So
the Red Sea parted, if you will.
It did. So good for him. He's gonna come on in here and break it all down. I'm sure he'll be on every other show this week too. But we got him. We got
all the good stuff here first out of Christopher Bell. Stay tuned. Christopher Bell, winner of the the Food City 500.
Sure. Bass Pro Shop.
The Bass Pro Shop. Oh, it was cool to see Johnny Morris there and Brooks. Brooks is going to be more famous than his old man Chase here if he keeps being on TV. But
they did it again to him. They did it again to Chase.
They did? Sean Owens, I know you listen to this show. Stop doing it. Stop it, buddy. Pick somebody else.
Stop making fun of him. We know what you're doing.
Yes, we know we know your schemes. All right, guys. Christopher Bell coming up right after this. All right, guys, we're back with the winner from the last great Coliseum on Saturday night, Mr. Christopher Bell. Hey, friend.
Hey, Corey. Thanks for having me on here, guys.
Absolutely. First Bristol Night Race win, and how's it feel, man? That's we've had a debate here, and we're split on this show, and you might help us do it. Is the Bristol Night Race crown jewel?
I've always said that. It's been the top of my list for a while now. So, I'm put it on the yes side.
Okay. Well, don't look at me. I think it's D1 AA, dude.
No, I'm looking at you.
I think it's a cool race to win.
Absolutely.
Now, win it.
That was talk about a cool race. That was chaos, bro.
It was total chaos.
And you guys were up, out of it, in. Probably at some point in time you had no clue where if you were running first or running last. Talk about how you and Adam Stevens managed that day.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, but I'm sure that everybody felt the exact same way, and I'm sure that everybody at some point found themselves buried and like wondering how you were going to get out of it. So I'm really torn on that race. And while I think NASCAR did a much better job of officiating the race this time than the first time, and the way they officiated the race was, it was a lot fairer. With the nature of it, you are just so subject to yellow flags, and so what we were having in the spring of 24 of getting yellow flags for people with flat tires and rolling around, that didn't happen. So that was awesome that we had natural yellow flags, but you still are at the mercy of the yellows and when you put the tires on and who gets the long green flag run after you put tires on. And whoever was going to win that race was going to get really lucky. And fortunately it was me, but there was a lot of luck involved with whoever was going to win that race on Saturday night.
Winning cures all. Winning cures all, they say, Chris. And last week you had a pretty strong message for your team on the radio. Obviously, you can't speak on your radio now without it going viral, right? You can't have those moments like we used to be able to have. How was that message received this week in the shop? I'm sure there were some hard conversations.
Well, yeah, certainly. You didn't just walk in there and act like nothing happened. That's for sure. But my team, I have the utmost respect for my team, and they're all professionals at the sport's highest levels, and they took it well, and we hashed it out, and I heard their side, they heard my side, and I think that we came to a good place of understanding how we move forward and maybe how we make different decisions moving forward, and why Adam made the decisions, or my team, Adam and the engineers, made the decisions they did at St. Louis. So as Corey knows, you never know the full picture whenever you're inside of the car. And inside of the car, you have tunnel vision on just a small picture of the whole thing.
It's a very lonely place sometimes. You feel like you're just in it, out on an island, right? But you forget that probably tens of thousands of people are listening to the radio, and then however many people on social media can get it to clip.
Wondering if when you went in there, he said, "All right, cowboy. All right, tough guy." That clip of him.
I've heard that one before. I think we've all heard that one before.
Oh, dude. We say it at least once a week on the show. It's one of my all-time favorites. But I think that came from, and I had your back this week or earlier this week on the show. Like, I love the fire because you guys won 3 straight earlier in the year. You know what the potential is with this 20 car, and when you get a good job, quote unquote, after the race, like, no, it's not. We're on 7th. What the hell are you talking about? Like, I'm like, my man. Now, that's the level of accountability, but pushes your team forward when the time matters.
So, Corey, you know this as well as anybody. Like, there are times where you can have a great 7th place finish, and there are times where you can have a great 20th place finish, and there are times where you have a bad 2nd place finish. And unfortunately, that day, from my viewpoint, it was a bad 7th place finish. Like, we had all the capability in the world to do much better than that, and we got outran we didn't get outran, but we got outfinished by cars that weren't as strong as us that day, and that's really what hit me.
I don't know that you've lost a race in New Hampshire in the last decade in anything you've driven. Hopefully, you're not running a modified race this weekend as well. But different tire going there. What are you looking forward to in New Hampshire this week?
I think it's going to be different. So New Hampshire has been a place the last several years, or ever since I can remember going there, where the tire dag just isn't really a talking point, and you have the opportunity to stay out. You have the opportunity to put 2 tires on. And be competitive, and I just don't think it's going to be that way this time. After doing the tire test, Goodyear, they covered all the bases. Like, most of the time we go to those tire tests and you're just always pushing for the softest option, and because we all want tire dag. We want comers and goers and people that are good on long run, bad on short run, whatever. And Goodyear, they found the line. They found the line. We crossed the line at the tire test, and so I feel like it's going to be in a really good spot where tires matter. And if you put tires on, I think you're going to be able to drive through the field, which at Loudon in the past, I don't think that that's been the case.
So you did the tire test there?
He needed some extra laps.
I did.
If anybody's could bet on NASCAR.
Yeah. Good practice there.
Definitely some extra laps. What do you think it is about that place? When you talk about dominance of a racetrack, I think like Richard Petty in Wilkesboro won 100 of his 200 there. I think of you at Loudon, and just whatever feel you have for that place seems to just instantly click. What is it about Loudon that fits your driving style so well?
I think it's just a combination of number one, I ran a late model race there whenever I was a kid just getting started in stock car racing. Kyle Busch Motorsports took me up there, said it was an important racetrack with obviously the National Series going there. So that was one of the first places I got my pavement start in general. And then before my first National Series race, Kyle Busch Motorsports took me and William Byron, the 2 rookie truck drivers, up there to do a rookie test back in 2016. So before I got my first race there, I had a late model race and all of the late model practice, and then 2-day rookie test in a truck. And then from that point, it gave me a good sense of how to drive the racetrack. But that's, a very small part of the equation. And driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports, they filled in the gap. They gave me a great truck and had great trucks to drive there. And then moving to Joe Gibbs Racing, it's been, one of their best racetracks as a company as well. So while I have a lot of seat time there, and I think that got me a head start, I think it boils down to just driving for good organizations that have good setups and good race cars.
So you've been championship favorite for a couple of years now, right? You've been to championship 4.
Every year, almost.
Yeah. Does anything feel do you get, like, I'm sure there's people like Denny says it all the time, this is our year. Do you get any feeling that this year's different, or are you just approaching each week and trying to execute?
So yeah, this 2025 feels much different than the years past, and really since I'm gonna just start at the start of the next gen area in 22. In 22, like I felt like an underdog, and we overperformed. We made it to the championship event. And then 2023, I felt like a favorite, but got treated like an underdog, and still didn't lead to a championship, obviously. And then in 2024, I felt like the favorite and arguably was one of the favorites, and it didn't work out either. We didn't even make it. So 2025, I feel like we've just kind of taken a step back. Like, we started out really strong, and then throughout the summer months, we frankly were not in championship form at all, and I just felt like it was going to be an uphill battle, and we've slowly turned the page. Between Darlington, we had great car performance and not the execution, and then it got better at Gateway, and then obviously Bristol worked out really well with getting the win. So I feel like we're slowly getting back to championship form, but certainly, going into the playoffs, I can't tell you that I felt like it was ours to lose. That's for sure.
So I wanted to ask you about this, and feel free to share with whatever you want. Eric Almirola is a good friend of mine, winner of the Xfinity race on Friday night, but he has been behind the scenes competitively in the sim, specifically with you and the 20 team, and has had probably a little bit of help competitively, but also off the track, a big influence of perspective. And it's been cool to hear him talk about some of the things that you're kind of grabbing onto and picking up on. And you mentioned Charlie Kirk in your winter review, which man, it was a heavy week for all of us. But for you to say that, I feel like there's some things in your life that are noticeable from the outside looking in of your perspective on the sport. So feel free to share about that.
Yeah, Eric he's been a huge addition to Joe Gibbs Racing, and specifically, my team. He's made himself available to, anybody that wants to use him, but certainly I respect his tenure in the sport and his his outlook on life and how he handles adversity, and he's just been a huge addition to our group by helping me understand where I'm at, going into certain weekends, and he has his tracks that he's really good at that's been able to improve my driving. I think back at like Martinsville, and even most of the short tracks he was excellent at. So he's really helped me out there. And then just the communication aspect from myself and Adam Stevens, we kind of, I would say we struggle to communicate a little bit at times. Like it just, and Eric has helped bridge that gap and definitely got us, a lot stronger and working together better.
You went back to racing some dirt cars this year, 69K. I grew up in New Jersey, so I was a PA posse guy. You dabbled back and forth in it, and I think Corey and I talk about it. We go race short track stuff, and we're like, I like it, but it's like better in theory, right? That's what we always say. Like we more romanticize it, but when we get there, it's like, this is a little bit of a distraction. Did you feel that way, taking some years off and getting back to it, or is it something that you want to do more of next year?
I hope to do more of it next year. I expect myself to do more of it, but certainly it's just so enjoyable, and it's a good break to get away from the daily grind of NASCAR. There's no doubt that it takes a lot, and just the travel alone, between NASCAR racing, you're most of the time leaving on Fridays, you get home late Sunday night, and you have Monday through Thursday basically to be home, and then if you go do any extracurricular racing, it cuts into your time at home, and then in your time at home, you have competition meetings, you have sim sessions, and it does add a lot to your plate. But I think if you utilize it properly, it can be a great escape from the daily grind. There
is something we talked about it with Tyler Reddick last week. He said he watches Flow. He said he had to unplug from watching dirt late models of what he grew up driving, and he's starting to watch a bit more without feeling like the FOMO of wanting to do it. But running those modified races we talked about with him, the Cup Series has a way of kind of filing the edges off a little bit of you just get comfortable in your rhythm, and the people always attending to your need, and you don't have really drivers meetings or practice so much. You go to I'd imagine a sprint car race, never driven one. It is full bore all the time, drinking about a fire hose, and that's a little bit of a shock for me. Even modified racing, I was like, oh, you have to freaking go sign a sheet. You got to go drive longer and practice.
Get a wristband.
You got to get a wristband. What are we even doing here?
It's little stuff like that
that gets you a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, that makes you have the edge and the fire, I think.
Yeah, sprint car racing, it happens so fast. You have to show up on point. You get a green, white, checkered hot lap session, and then it's right into qualifying. And if you're not going to qualify well, you might as well go home. So it happens so fast. And to your point, it is, it keeps you on your toes for sure.
I would say, speaking from experience, when I worked for Tony, that was a decade ago, but when Tony Stewart, he notoriously struggled on restarts in the Cup cars, always did. But then when he started racing sprint cars more, you would notice oh, we had better position retention on restarts here. But then there was a point where too many became a distraction. So it was the perfect amount, right? And that's where, Kyle's talked about Indy being a lot, high limits being a lot, being an open wheel guy like you are, a midget guy. Does Kyle running the Indy 500 spark your interest at all?
Well, I think I have interest in running the Indy 500, and I had it before he did it, for sure. But at this point in my career, I'm definitely not willing to do anything to take away from that weekend in the Cup, on the Cup side. And I think it would be unfair for me to entertain the idea while I'm at this point in my career. Maybe years down the road, if it gets to the point to where I am a multi-time Cup champion and a Coke 600 title is okay, well, I can sacrifice a little bit here to go do it, but I'm not there right now, and I want to make sure that I focus on my day job, and hopefully one day I'll get to run the Indy 500, but it's not in the near future.
Well, you got as good a chance as anybody to be a first-time Cup champion this year, buddy. The 20 team is hitting on all 8 cylinders, going to your best racetrack here coming up this weekend. Congratulations again on the Bristol Night Race, ladies and gentlemen. Christopher Bell.
Thank you, fellas.
And we're in it. First time guest in the new studio. He was giving us some compliments on the Nonsense Garage. Please help me welcome to Stacking Pennies, Mr. Zane Smith.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
P3 finisher, night race, buddy. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a fun night for us. Just settled in there in the top 10, and nights like that are a lot.
I'm really glad your front changer didn't somehow your night up. That's what I'm really fired up about.
A lot of times on pit road. I think our first time too, everyone was courting right sides. I almost ran over the box getting into pit road too. So.
Oh really?
That would have been.
Should have aimed for you.
It was
real damper
tough
on the night.
It's hard to see there because you guys kind of come blindly around the corner, but it was after the first run because Briganti is always trying to figure something out. So we did rights, and then when
early,
we always do rights, dude.
So, but it went. Rights. Yeah, you're not getting forward, dude. But it went green that first run, and we were speaking to Christopher Bell, and he's like, we didn't even know where we were. And I looked at our guys because our team's young, and I'm like, yo, the mission's changed. We're going to pit under green. Just don't, like, get the wheels tight and keep them in it. And then Briganti's like, we're fine here. We're fourth. When, like, the dust finally settled, I'm like.
I know. That was my thought, too. I was like, dang,
dude,
sweet.
you guys.
That was my question. I was like, did you know where you were?
No, I didn't. And that happens, I feel like, all the time at Bristol. Like, man, we ran long earlier in the year, and I had seen the 12, I think, pass me, like, 5 times. And I'm like, what are we doing? And he's like, you're 8th right now. And I'm like, oh, all right. Well, we'll settle in here.
At what point in time did you realize, because there was no indication on Friday in practice that it was going to be a wear race like we saw? At what point in time were you like, oh, boy?
Yeah, I mean, I got told, like, I don't know, the track was kind of marbling up. I don't know, probably like 30 laps into the race maybe.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think much of it. And then, like I mean, I was still running pretty hard.
Yeah, you're 10/10 at the beginning of the race.
And then all of a sudden, like, you see some guys, like, falling back, and I'm like, man, are they cording tires? Like, I couldn't see it yet. And then, I don't know, then it started getting, like, preached to me about, like, take care of it, and, like, by then it was too late. Like, oh, I'm cording right sides. And, I don't know, like, 2 laps later, we came down pit road.
Well, you were talking about Luke Lambert before the race, and Corey listened to Luke. Shout out to Luke for 100 top 10s in his career.
Yeah,
Pretty damn
been
good
doing it a long time.
But I thought Corey's point about Luke was that he just helped Carson manage the race. This is the pace we need to run. This is where we're going to stay. And
This is how long we're going to run on every set.
Yeah.
I thought Briganti did a great job doing that as well.
Yeah, he does an awesome job of just, like, I don't know, painting a picture for me, like, how this race is playing out. And I felt like that's why our night went so well.
Yeah.
It was just, like, I don't know, he did a great job of, like, explaining on, how long this set's going to be, take care of it at this point of the race, because even if guys want to go hard and you lose some track position, it's going to make our end result better. And so I was going through a point in time there for a little bit where I was giving up some track position just from guys that wanted to go really hard, but fortunately it paid off for us at the end of the race.
1750. If I heard 1750s 100 times, I was like,
I was a
30. I need a 50.
Dude. I got too much stuff going on.
Yeah, by the time it updates, like, you're already at a 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, good job to you guys, Ryan, Briganti, for the best result of the year, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I'd say so. I think we had a couple 7s before that.
So we could sit here and talk about Bristol all day, but before we get there, we have some clips to run through. Not yet, though, but talk about last year. Right, tough year, a lot of unknowns, what it was going to look like. You get back to Front Row Motorsports, you get in the 38, and what's the headspace like this year? On a bit of a roll, been running really strong the last several months relative to what it was 12 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, we were teammates last year, and I had fun that back half of the year, but man, the start of the year was just tough. Like, just nothing was really going our way, and your rookie year in the Cup Series is just never forgiving, and so yeah, it was a tough start, but I felt like once the playoffs started, all these stats that, like, people would post, like how I ranked and how our team was doing, was actually really good. Like, it was a lot better than, like, a lot of playoff guys, and so I was proud of that, and I was able to kind of carry some of that momentum into this year. But I kind of expected it to take some time to just gel with the team, but I mean, this group that I'm working with is one of the most fun and best groups I've ever worked with, and been having a ton of fun with it. And
what makes a fun group?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like naturally, like, if you're able to, like, hang out with your guys, I feel like away from the track some, which is tough, but I don't know, like, easy to hold a conversation at the shop and stuff, but everyone with the right mindset of, like, not just waiting to go home or anything like that. I mean, I would say our team, or my car is always one of the last to load, and I think that says a lot. And I mean, we all have the same mindset, all want it really bad. The whole group's kind of chasing their first win as well as myself. And I mean, a couple nights ago, we got to taste that, and I feel like that will go a long way for all of us to just kind of, I don't know, we're so close, and I think that'll kind of light everyone on fire.
Great segue here because we got to restart. You're on the front row to win the Bristol Night Race.
Yeah,
4
I
to
know.
go, buddy.
Crazy.
You have executed 496 laps, and
You guys
everything
run
you've
into each
ever
other?
everything you've ever raced for your entire life is to put yourself in this position.
It's crazy. So like before this, actually, like again to our what we were talking about, like when we blended back on the track, myself and the 48 were around each other, and I got told like 25 to go, you're gonna be racing the 48 for the win. And I was like,
Yeah, no way.
He's in a must win. Like I'm gonna get wrecked here.
Yeah.
And
That's wreck or be wrecked, bud.
and then like I see, I think like the 6, the 77, they were better than us. Like in that, I don't know, early to middle part of a run, but we were really good late in the run, and I could see them like starting to come back to us. And man, I was just praying it was gonna stay green because
it would have got dicey if it stayed
I
green.
know, it would have been crazy.
Because it would have been like, the diagram of the 6 back the 77 up, depending on how quick he got there,
Lap traffic
and you
is
guys would have got
crazy.
there at the
Yeah.
same time.
And I mean, at that time, I mean, me and the 48 were like basically side by side, battling it out already. And so, yeah, I mean, it was crazy. And then a lot of thoughts running through your head at that time. I mean, you're pretty locked in, just trying to execute the end of the race. And then there's just a lot going on with tire management and making sure you don't burn it up. And like what I was talking about with lap traffic, like, man, if you were out of the PJ1, like you had to get whatever you're trying to accomplish done, passing guys that are on older tires, newer tires, and get back down. And so yeah, just a lot going on, and that caution fell. And then I'm like, man, I wonder who has tires left.
Not us.
Yeah, not us.
Did anybody put stickers on at the end? Everybody put scuffs on.
No, they put stickers on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
20 car clearly did. Yeah.
But then I was honestly like hoping I was going to be a third, because I don't know, the front row is just on the bottom's tough. It's so marbly.
Dude, I thought the same thing because I was like, look, coming to the choose, I'm like, you want to be third here, especially with the leader always on scuffs getting tight, because you can run it like exactly what Chris Bell did. You guys got tight, and he just doink and helped him turn when he ran in the back of you.
But I don't know. Then again, it's so hard to give up the front row, and I mean, at this point, I was just so focused on getting a good launch and just having a fighting chance. And then,
all right, so lights are out. Do you give the belts a little tuggy?
Oh, dude, they're already tight.
Tight as you can get them.
I need to do better of just loosening my belts under caution and move around a little bit. But I stayed tight.
But you were too locked in.
Yeah.
Because if we rewinded about 6 weeks ago, the 77 absolutely annihilated you at Iowa. Is that thought ever run through your head?
I mean, yeah, you're aware of like who you're lining up around, and I mean, we're both racing for our first Cup win, and yeah, definitely not cutting any breaks.
So, trying to get tires. You said there's a lot of marbles. He's already trying to crowd you into the PJ1 a little bit. Are you concerned here on old tires? It doesn't matter. Like you're giving all you can give. Rolling into the box here. Good launch.
Yeah, I mean,
Great launch.
man, right here. So like this, yeah, you're so because under caution, they're blowing these marbles down the track right into the PJ1, and just that first lap is so sketchy. And yeah, right there, I'm just
plowing.
Yeah, plowing, front scrab, and then I'm just wrecking loose.
There is a saying: 8 tires turn better than 4, and that was clearly true.
They do, absolutely. But you know, I was also really fearful of choosing the top that late in the race, just
getting used up.
Yeah, I mean, getting used up, and you're forced in the marbles, and I clearly didn't want that.
So you see the battle with the 6 and the 20, right? Those guys shake out ahead of you. When you cross the line, what's the emotions? Is it happy? Is it frustrated? What is it?
You're just instantly replaying in your mind, like, man, what could I have done different? Like, just opportunities to win these races don't come every weekend, and so that dwells on you. But you know, I did think back. I'm like, man, I felt like I had a great launch, great restart. Just needed a few things to play out differently. Like, wish I could have just stayed lower. And then, yeah, I mean, you think if the 77 has definitely the leverage there to probably just get down in front of us, and who knows if I'm able to get to them. So yeah, definitely I think the move to win the race was on the restart, and whoever was going to get in the lead was probably going to win.
Bro, sketchy moment with the 19 early in the race.
Because
I was like, man, if we can get control of this race, it's going to change. We'd be 100%. Like the 54.
Yep.
So I was like, when he missed the bottom and you shot underneath him there, and then he just hooked a left.
Yeah.
What I've noticed, caveat to my question here, what I've noticed being with you, a non-key partner car, compared to being on a car that, had a Penske for the last 10 years, people race you different. Like,
100%.
They are not afraid to just hook a left on you, or like they wouldn't have hooked a left on Blaney when I was like, and Corey and I have talked about that a lot.
At length.
Do you have to compensate for that, or the guys that kind of like?
Yeah,
everybody.
I feel like that's one of the hardest things of like, one, being new in the Cup Series, and two, like one of the smaller teams, because these bigger teams and I guess drivers, like, we're the line. Like they cut it off here when they see they'll maybe let like a couple guys go.
Yeah,
they see like the 38.
No,
like,
I get yelled at if this guy passes me.
Long John Silver's nope.
Yeah, and I mean there's more variables to that as well. Like to what we were talking about earlier. Like if you're outside the PJ1, like you're gonna burn your stuff up quick. And I mean right before that, I got loose in the PJ1. The 19 did it the lap after me. And I was already in the PJ1 hooked up at that time. Yeah, just squirted throttle, and he was like out of it trying to get back in it clearly, and I was there, but glad we didn't wreck for sure.
So obviously the conversation here on Monday, just like it is every week, is what's a good race? We've heard Rudy's take on SiriusXM, to which I'll give you my perspective and I'll ask yours. I watched it, was scanning a lot of the front runners, rode along with the 77 and listened to Luke how he managed the race. Was it my favorite style of racing at Bristol? No, but I was super entertained, and it seemed like there was a lot of variables. I don't think it's necessarily what we ideally shoot for a Bristol race, but it certainly was entertaining. What was your perspective on that race?
Man, I mean, I'm a little biased probably because it was a good run for us, but I had a lot of fun. Like, I felt like you could feel when you were, I don't know, gonna have cords at the end of the run. Like I remember last year when it marbled up like no other. Like I felt like it was just cords immediately. Like could not tell or anything, and that was maybe a little much. But I felt this time was you could, I don't know, really see how the end of your run was going to be in different scenarios that you were put in early in a run. I feel the only thing that I do wish is we know what or how many sets of tires that we're going to have to start the race, not just release them throughout the race. That part's frustrating. It makes it difficult to call the race, but I had fun. I
love the chaos of it all, and like being on this 38 deal. I think that when you're on a big team, Hendrick, Chevy, Hendrick, Penske, Gibbs. Yep. It's pretty straightforward every week, and you have more speed.
Well, they also have their A, B, and C plans all planned out.
Yes, but listen, it's easy to have 3 plans when your cars have a lot of speed in them. But with the 38, and our cars aren't slow by any means, but like you live in chaos all the time when you don't have the data points and everything that key partner teams do.
Yeah.
You're kind of doing a lot more with way less. So in moments like that, it's like Briganti came off the box one time and he's like, we might steal this one. I said, this is how we're going to win a race.
Yeah,
like it's really hard, just straight up on speed every week. Like I've guilty of living in this like oblivion of just 7th being a bad week to like know now what Corey had gone through of like running top 15 in the Cup Series is freaking hard,
tough,
dude.
Yeah.
If there's no variables,
the 38 should be a top 15 car every week.
100%, yeah.
But the amount of work you have to do to run top 15 and the amount of work that the 12 team has to do to run 7th, it's just different.
Yeah.
I don't know a good way to put it.
It is literally a dog pound out there from like 15th to like 25th. Like it's chaos. And then once you get inside the top 10, like
way easier.
It's so much easier.
Well, in the mind, dude, just on pit road, what I'm doing, it's chaos compared to like with the 12, all I worried about was just executing my little spot.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're going to stop here. I know that if he slides along, these are these 3 or 4 adjustments I have to make, and it's going to be a 9.5 at worst and an 8.5 at best, and we're going to keep him in the race. With running back there, you're coming around, you don't know, it's just crazy as hell all the time, and you're like system overload always. So I've really appreciated, I've grown a bigger appreciation, I think, more for just what the whole field goes through. And then also, like, the appreciation I've grown for you, because I didn't know you well. Like, I remember Corey racing. We went to Concord Speedway. I think it's the first time I ever met you. You ended up winning that race. But I went back and watched a couple clips when we knew you were going to be in here today. And just the journey and kind of the emotion that you'd gone through, like, getting the Truck Series championship, and then, like, the up and down year of getting signed by Trackhouse and getting fired by Trackhouse all in the same year.
Yeah.
And then kind of getting a second lease of life back at home where you won a championship. It seems like it's been really hard to make it here, and then even harder to stay here.
100%. I mean, and I'm not the only one. Like, there's so many people that go through so many ups and downs throughout their career being a race car driver. Like, we chose this path.
Most don't make it.
Yeah, 100%. It's really hard to get to the Cup Series level, and it's even harder to stay there. And I just think you experience so many ups and downs, you know, like I've always had like the thought, man, if I could somehow make a living at this, whether it's in truck, Xfinity, and we all want Cup, I was going to be happy. And then after 2022, like, that kind of just kicked the door down for us, and my life changed in many different ways, and it was all going really good until it wasn't. And I mean, definitely I had that thought run through my head of, man, this would be really dang cool to win this race, because this is where I announced my deal with Trackhouse. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but, you know, had a shot at it. But yeah, just it's tough, man, and it'll take a toll on you for sure. Not only you, but your family, everybody. And I just feel like you have to keep a level mind at it.
So Tyler Reddick was sitting in that same seat last week, and he had a really interesting and cool story that he was at Road America driving the 9 car in the rain in practice, stuffed it in the fence on a cool down lap. He said that he was sitting there, was a Saturday morning, and he wanted to leave. Like, he didn't even want to go to the race. Like, he felt like he was done.
Thought about just leaving.
Like, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm so depressed, and Alexa made him get his ass out of the car, suck it up, and go run. And then wrapped it up, right, full circle moment. That's where he won his first Cup win at Road America. Yeah. So the peak, or the valley of, right, peak depression of, like, this isn't what I'm going to do. This is not what I was made to do, to, like, I've made it. What's the valley? Like, do you recall Dude,
I've had so many of them. I've had so many of them. I've just not, like, off seasons have always sucked for me. Like, I hate the off season because I've never known what I'm gonna do the next year. I signed my deal for this year on Christmas morning.
Oh, hey,
it was a great Christmas
Santa
present.
Claus,
like,
Santa Jenkins.
But that's late as hell to not know what you're doing, dude.
Yeah, really late,
dude. That's
really late.
When you don't have a bank to go ask a family member to cut a $4 million check. That's the situation you're in.
Yeah, I know.
And you hope all falls through the cracks
100%
to where you can go capitalize on an opportunity.
Like, I have never had a backup plan. Like, if this doesn't work out, like, I'm like, like, it's just how it is. People ask me all the time. I'm like, I have no idea what I'd do. Like, absolutely zero idea.
That.
Maybe go work at Long John Silver's or something. But
well, you know the guy that owns them.
Yeah, he's got a few of them.
He might be able to make you a manager at least. You don't don't drop in the fryer necessarily.
Yeah, but no, and I mean, that's how I've always approached things. Of, like, just putting all my eggs in one basket, and you're either all in or you're not. And so yeah, it's worked out for me. You know, I've been able to do this. I'm 26 now. I've raced all my life, and yeah, I don't, you know, I'm gonna have to take care of my parents here soon, and yeah, there's just a lot that weigh on my shoulders, but again, I'm not the only one.
So you, Noah, and Riley have come up racing together. It seems like you guys are best friends, right? Am I reading that right? That you guys have kind of raced together forever?
Yeah.
And Noah and Riley are in different situations, but, like, how much did you race with them and lean on them and like borrow their used stuff growing up? Because I had friends like that where like I had all their hand-me-down fire suits or hand-me-down race cars.
Yeah, it wasn't quite like that, and we definitely raced like together, I guess, but we were in like different classes they were. I feel like Noah was going from like Bandoleros to like Legend Cars, and then Riley was mostly on the West Coast, I'd say, and so like at that time, like I was in the Pro Division in Legend Cars, which they're separate.
So you older?
No, I'm actually the youngest.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just been different in that way. But then like kind of raced against each other in like ARCA. Well, Noah's doing K&N or truck or whatnot, and then I guess a little bit in Xfinity. Like I had some select starts. At JRM, Noah's was there as well. And then a handful of starts, I guess, in trucks together. And now, it's been really fun.
So your dad runs trophy truck business, right? Or builds chassis?
Yeah, kind of. He's out in North Carolina now, and I'd say does way less. But he was the team manager for the off-road race team, which Riley's dad would race. He's retired now, but my dad.
I saw a Herbst on TV the other day. What would be the Herbst that I saw in a Baja pre-run?
Oh yeah. They just had I forget where they were racing, but that's probably Riley's cousin that you saw. Thor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever do that stuff?
So I grew up racing like trophy carts, which it's like a mini trophy truck with like a 450 dirt bike engine in it, they're awesome. But
you need to get a couple of those for the backyard.
Yeah. Got any laying around?
Yeah. But I'd say after that, like my dad made it very clear to me, like you don't make a living in these, and so it's just it's a way different style of motorsports. It's awesome and probably the most fun you'll ever have. Riley and I actually got to race like a smaller desert race, and we won. But I mean, I don't want to speak for Riley, but I would say it was probably the most fun things we've ever driven in our life. But
were you co-pilots, or you drove one, he drove one?
Yeah, we like I think he drove the beginning half, and then I drove the end half.
Is it sketchy as hell riding?
Man, I love it, but like you have to have like full trust.
Yeah.
And man, some guys are just. It's insane to like experience the different driving styles people have. Like, there's a few guys like that come to mind. Dude, I was like 8 years old riding in these things, like beach blankets, like just trying to like
oversized helmet.
Yeah, so sketchy. Like thinking back on it, but man, you would like see guys that are like really experienced, like let's say like a Larry Rossler or something, and he was like incredibly smooth and just fast. And then you go to someone else who's also fast, but is just like wild, and you just like feel yourself like tensed up.
Where's Robbie Gordon fall in that world of being wild and smooth?
Yeah, Robbie is like incredibly talented. And we actually used to have like some little races at his shop. Like he had this like track. Yeah. Those were some of the most fun summer nights I ever had. Like me, a few buddies, we would go over there, and I mean, we're just throwing sliders on each other in the parking lot, trying not to tear up his stuff.
That out west? Where was that at?
No, that was right
485 in Huntersville when you had all that stuff.
Tesla building now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those
fun.
Things are sick, man. Sheldon Creed, too. Did you grow up with him as well?
Yeah, so like Sheldon and I grew up racing trophy carts together. I mean, a lot. And then I went off and raced pavement, and he kind of went like the short course and the stadium truck stuff. And
so we've been talking, and he's got Harper, his 7-year-old, running quarter midgets and stuff, but we talk about this almost every day. It seems like road course go-kart racing seems to be the breeding ground for like racecraft. Sure. Why do you think that is? And that's what you did. So
that's what I grew up doing, for sure. Man, I don't know why that is, but you definitely see these group of guys that are coming up, and that's what they did. But it's an incredibly competitive. I would say like when I was younger, you get to like see some like the data-driven stuff and like how you understand data, which is really important nowadays. Like I could get lost in like SMT. Like I have to like honestly not use it a lot of the times, just because like I don't want to say like psych yourself out, but like you could read it wrong easily.
Or you think about the little squiggly lines in your head and you don't just let it rip.
At the end of the day, just try the shit out of it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean that's a lot of just the road course racing is analyzing that data.
Who'd you grow up racing again? Did anybody go F2 racing?
Yeah,
or IndyCar racing?
Man, like probably more than half the IndyCar field I grew up karting with. Colton Herta was one that, man, we raced against each other a lot. And then raced against George Russell some. I guess Lance Stroll. I'd have to like look at them. Oh, like the Sargents, Logan and Dalton. Raced against them a good bit, but yeah, I mean I don't know why a lot of guys are racing those, but for sure a lot
it's
of talent.
It's a dogfight when you watch one of those races, though.
Dude, it's insane.
Drafting, slide jobbing.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like there was this I think it was called like Super Nats. It was out in Vegas. Man, it was insane. Like hundreds and hundreds of carts. Like it was their Super Bowl, and I finished second in it like 2 years in a row. But that whole weekend is just, I guess it's like our Chili Bowl or like a karting Chili Bowl. But yeah, a lot of talent rolling through just NASCAR right now with that background.
Yeah,
it pisses me off that everybody tucks their fire suits into their shoes.
Yeah,
that's like I can't get over that. But I don't know that racing them. You can't wear boot cut because it probably gets stuck on the pedals.
It gets stuck in the throttle cable. I learned that the hard way in my cart out there.
Ooh,
I lifted and it got it was like 3/4 throttle into the backstretch little carousel thing.
Back there,
hung on to it. Didn't kill myself.
So I drove that the first time I ever drove a shifter cart. Your throttle stuck too because
you just didn't know what you were doing.
No, the throttle stuck and you're like, oh yeah.
No, you just suck. We got a question here.
Oh, gosh.
With rivalries, how do you handle somebody like Hocevar? Did you guys ever talk? I know Berginti went down there at Iowa, and Hocevar made some comment about your tire guy or something going down there, which I'm sure Ryan loved. Or do you just like, I mean, you and I got a peek behind the curtain of how Carson operates.
Yeah, because you guys were teammates, right? Yeah.
Yes.
What did you think?
You brought the question up, man. He flipped it on you.
I did. No,
that is some veteran move.
I could appreciate how fast he drives in a circle.
Yes,
he's exceptional with manipulation and dirty air. He could make the car do things that I could watch like, ooh, I need to get better at that. And the way he drives a sim with how, I mean, he's an iRacing kid at heart, so like he pick up on the cues really quickly, and he pushed me to become a better race car driver and work on some of my weaknesses. When it comes to team building and all the things, not the guy who I'd pick to lead my team. Luckily for him, they've got Luke Lambert, who is one of the all-time, in my opinion, one of the great managers. He's great for Carson if you listen to his radio, and Tyler Green is the best spotter on the roof. They have put him in a really good system, and it's paying some dividends.
Yep.
Also, overly frustrating when you have a beef with him because he literally doesn't give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
So, did you talk to him at all?
No, I didn't talk to him. And it's just, you're not going to get anything from it. Like, I don't really know how else you can explain that. I mean, yeah, you want to go up to him and punch him in the face, but that's $75,000, and that's not very cool.
No, it's not cool. You don't want
yeah. And I really don't think that would do anything. So
it might even make him worse on the racetrack.
Yeah. So ultimately, I mean, what it's came down to me is like, I treat him as if how he would treat me, and it's just how it goes. And until that changes, I'm not going to change.
Speaking of him, I talked back and forth with him on Instagram this week because he put up a clip of the 26 car winning the 2007 Daytona Coke 0400 now. It was a Pepsi 400 back then. Mm-hmm. I said, buddy, does it make it old that I worked on that 26 car? And he's like, yeah, but you should be grateful that you were part of that time. Like how cool the racing was.
He's nostalgia baiting.
And I was like,
that's what they call it. Nostalgia baiting.
I mean, I'm not willing to put like a term. It was just like that.
No, that's just what the kids call it.
All right, that's a little weird.
Nostalgia baiting.
But I say that because I'm like, no, buddy, it's better now than it's ever been. Like this is the best time to be here. Like the cars, we could build them and it was cooler, but like you weren't taking a Spire car and running up front with it back then. There was just no way you'd run there was like the top 12 cars, and that was it.
That's why you can go be fishing buddies with everybody, because if I was driving a Spire car back then, I knew I was going to run 25th to 32nd every week with no chance of competing with, a guy on that.
It got better the longer you were there, though. But the first couple of years. Yeah. And the next gen has closed that parity up.
For sure.
You can run.
There's no more hanging out with your buddies. Or having buddies.
Like, everybody's been talking. I guess what I'm trying to get at is I love the time it is. I've been in it 19 years, and I love what time is it, like the time that we're in now. I like that all the drivers don't necessarily like each other, that it's kind of awkward at driver intros, that so even awkward. The teams, is it so awkward?
Jesse Love said something about it.
Like, I get there, I just, like, if you look at the driver intro stage, like, I feel so weird because I'm, like, in the corner by myself. Like, I guess I talked to, like, Noah, Todd, and Riley, I guess, but, like, I just, it's so tough to, like, act like we're buddies and then we're all going to just go
smash into each other right here in 10 minutes.
Fuck each other over out on the racetrack.
Yeah, dude, any opportunity you can. Yeah.
I like that, though. But, like, is there a point in time that you look back? Everybody's been talking about it. Bristol, 1995, Bristol. Like, is there a point in time that you look back at, like, man, I wish I was there?
No. Like, I don't. That. And, like, honestly, that is my pet peeve about the sport. Like, how many reruns are we going to watch of these old races and complain about why some of these guys aren't superstars? Like, maybe start showing races that are happening now with, like, current day drivers, not stuff that was 50 years ago.
Amen, brother. I mean, there's no sense living in the past, and we talk about this every week, actually, so I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole, but yes, like, let's get into it, shall we?
Well, here's a great point.
I think and I'm biased because I got to do it for a decade. The quality of the caliber of talent, first to last in the Cup Series,
it's insane.
Is exponentially more. And this is going to off somebody that ran 20th in 1985, but like, undoubtedly, it's better talent, top to bottom now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know on that, but like, definitely, track position is insane. Like, you could go from running last all day, and if you get put in the lead, you could stay there for the most part, or stay inside the top 10. Like, your car drives way different, and just everyone runs the same lap time, and that's the most frustrating part. It's just really hard to pass. But
so that seems to be a gripe on social media. There's lots of gripes on social media, but when I look at that, right, we've lived it. If you take a 28th place car, driving your guts out, this thing drives terrible, and put it third, dude, this thing's driving tremendous, and I can run here all day.
Nashville, like that happened with me at Nashville.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane.
And I think that just speaks to how close the cars are, which I don't think is a bad thing, because that allows guys like you in a front row car to run third, run second. Because your car at the time, right, you might have qualified because of the metric or whatever, deep 20s, you can't drive to there. But you could somehow get lucky with some brakes and then run there.
Yep.
I don't think that that's a bad thing.
Yeah, me either. I mean, it allows definitely those teams to have their shots at it. But then again, you look at who's getting all the wins. The cream
key
rises
partner
to the
teams.
top. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. Rest of the year. So we've got 7 races left.
7 left, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What? Don't say Talladega. What track do you have circled at somewhere where you could maybe, pull an upset like you almost did this weekend?
I mean, Loudon's my second time there, but Ryan and that group ran really well there last year.
So a lot of modified guys too. They hold that place as like
our whole team.
Yeah,
I helped that out when I ended up
so many
there as
Ryans on our team, man. It's crazy. But I mean, I don't know. I feel really good about Kansas, Phoenix. Like, those are been really good tracks for us.
How much do you guys talk about? I don't know. What's the race leading up to Martinsville? Vegas, maybe?
Vegas. Oh, and Martinsville should be really good for us too.
Right. So
yeah.
How much emphasis do you put on, like, knowing you have to run well at Vegas to get a good metric to then go qualify? Right. Like, that's your entire day of how you qualify.
Like, I forgot where we raced before Richmond, but like that, I feel like almost that runs through your head on, like, some restarts of, like, don't do anything stupid. We need a good finish
for the metric next week.
I cannot have I can't. If you go out, I don't know, the first 3 to 5 cars at Richmond, like, may as well just don't even go out.
This weekend as well.
Start last.
Oh my God.
This weekend
brutal.
was the same way.
You're walking back to your hauler, Gateway. You're walking back to your hauler, and the final 10 playoff cars that are going out, the track is like fully shaded for them. When we've been qualifying.
No rubber on it, and it's 0.3 faster.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, Martinsville's arguably probably the worst.
Yep.
Like,
Richmond and
the whole entire track is black, it looks like. And
Corey
then,
went from fastest in practice to
Went out-
dead last in qualifying.
Dead last, bro. I went out first to qualify.
yeah.
It's impossible
Because of
there's
that.
no like.
Yeah, you may as well just don't go out.
Yeah, I was like, I'll save the tires. I don't put a lap on them. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Not to get too much into the weeds on metric. So, 3 questions. We ask all of our guests here. If you had to pick one race car and one racetrack to race out the rest of your life, what do you go with? Could be a trophy truck.
Whatever you want.
I don't know. I've been having a lot of fun at Darlington, man. Like, I don't know. I'm going Darlington. Sure, I guess I'll say a cup car.
What year cup car?
I don't know. This is the only one that I know.
Yeah.
So that's what's tough for me. Definitely not a truck at Darlington. I didn't like Darlington in a truck because you can't
Those things are
rip the
turds,
fence.
man.
Um,
They're so slow.
I never ripped a Xfinity car at Darlington, but I feel like it would probably be the best. But I don't know. I got to go with what you know. And I've had a lot of fun, actually, in the cup car at Darlington.
It's the best.
It's the first guy that hasn't been romantic about the past.
Yeah.
I like it. He's like, no, I like it now. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Love that answer. What's your most embarrassing moment at the racetrack?
Oh, man. Most embarrassing moment. I don't know. I'm an emotional guy. So, like, there's been a couple wins where I get a little teary-eye. And
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
that's a little embarrassing at times. But I care a lot about it.
He's the first guy that's ever been embarrassed for winning. We haven't had Connor Zilchin since Watkins Glen, but you're the first
he's
one.
probably got to take. Dude, he's got to stop celebrating.
Gosh, man.
I mean, about died at Watkins Glen, and then he takes a hood pin to the ass. It's crazy
Not
at
great.
Gateway, and about cleans out the camera guy during his burnout. Connor's one of our good
Then you
buddies,
just take
man. He's awesome.
Talk about a
Insanely
heater
good.
run he's on. God almighty.
Insanely good. That whole group's really good. JRM's ripping right now.
Dude, it's an absolute rocket ship.
But yeah, doing a great job.
Question number 3. If I had the Men in Black pen, do you know what Men in Black is?
I do, but
You know of it.
I don't know it.
Okay,
Great.
so I always have to preface this now. How
old are you?
25.
26.
26. So in the movie,
It's right on the cusp.
they have this pen and they click it, and when they click it, it zaps your memory. It's like you didn't see him type thing. So if I had that pen and I get to zap your memory, and you only get to keep one racing memory, what do you keep?
Of myself?
Yeah.
My championship for sure. That was awesome. Like,
What about it?
I don't know. Like, maybe the past 2 years, like finishing second and like losing it in the closing laps, and then finally being able to get it, and then just, I don't know, celebrating on the front stretch. We won the race, and you just get out and you see your whole team of like just all the hours and the effort put in all year. Just everyone's so dang happy, and you see your family. You know, got to see my wife down there, and rode with me to the championship stage. Just that whole night was electric.
That's cool, man. That is cool. You want some more DAT points? You can hang out for a couple more minutes if you want to.
Dude, we'll just finish out the hour, you know.
We'll round up, make sure you get all the DAT points here for the fella. We got a question up here, Higgy, right down. How do you stand out in your age group? Characters like Noah, Carson, John Hunter. I mean, you don't want to do a photo shoot out front of your bus with oversized clothing like JH
Man,
these
why
days?
you gotta go after JH like that?
It's been tough, man. I can't do
Why
it.
you gotta put him in a bad spot?
It
I
hurts,
look
dude.
at it like,
hurts.
oh, man.
It hurts. Yeah, that's not me for sure.
I'll
I'm
say-
definitely like a Vans, not even a polo guy, really.
No,
Just like a
just
team
Celsius hoodie.
T-shirt and yeah, just some comfy clothes. I'm not into the Lewis Hamilton look.
I like this hat. This is the first time I've ever
Yeah,
had
it's sick.
anybody's merch on that we were interviewing.
I didn't
so
even.
should-
Love
It's
that,
a weird
dude.
hat
First one.
without a bill on the front.
with the Z. Yeah, you can't even see it.
Can't even see the bill on
Everybody
the
goes,
Yeah.
"What's the 25?" So
It does look like a 25.
I like that.
Yeah, it is tough though. Like I think everybody wants to be like, you need to stand out. We need to be marketing, but
Yeah,
being
that's just like so
is-
draining though, man. Like I'm
It is.
gonna be myself, and like if you like it, then cool. But if not, then
Whatever.
okay.
Yeah, whatever.
go
We're
like
in a
who you
world
are.
where standing out is being yourself anymore though, so that's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Comparing to those other, I mean, Noah's a great buddy of mine, but yeah, I mean, I would say like he has a great fan base for sure. I get to experience that at all the merch haulers with him, which is a lot to say the least.
Dude, that video I did with Plessinger, did you see that where he
No.
was acting like a redneck and like taking the
That was
bikes
hilarious.
at motocross?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
He went
So
to
funny.
motocross
We'll look it up here.
incognito.
Yeah, that is a
not
great
quite as
dude
good as
also,
Drewski,
man.
but
Yeah, I've gone to like hang out a couple times with Aaron. He's came to North Carolina, and dude, he's just an awesome guy. I
We need to have
think
him
he's
on the
like a
show.
fan favorite in the Supercross stuff, and you definitely realize why.
we need to get him
He
on
rips.
That'd
That,
Yeah,
do you know?
I mean, yeah. I mean, hung out a few times, and he's great buddies with Noah, and so yeah, he's been coming around.
What's
more
his thing?
often. He loves
is
NASCAR,
he the mullet?
man.
He's the mullet guy or something, right?
Yeah,
And
He's
he's
like-
Dale. Does he do number 3?
yeah,
for
dude, for
Dale
Dale.
or something?
Yeah, dude, he loves our sport, and it's so cool. Like that was his first time at Bristol, and man, he was like a kid in a candy store. Like he thought it was just the coolest.
Dude, there's so much cool with our sport, top to bottom.
Yeah.
You go to the race, man, it's one of the cool experiences you could do. I just hate to see all the people on social trashing it, because it really still is. Nothing's changed. It is the coolest freaking thing out there, especially when you go to Bristol Night Race and you run top 5 like this guy. Y'all help me thank Mr. Zane Smith for coming in the studio.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Good job, buddy. More Stacking Pennies coming up right after this. All right, guys, we're back. Man, action-packed show here. Guest heavy. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, because now we have some pit road boats and woes. We had several woes and one massive playoff invocation for one. Let's go ahead and roll tape.
There is the one.
Gosh, yeah, the 11's wheel fell off. So, in this situation, I was wondering, like you said, massive playoff implications, because they're going to lose their Jackman Joel and their front tire changer for 2 weeks. And these are 2 important weeks coming up, because New Hampshire, there's a new right side tire. There could be a lot of pit stops. New Hampshire is a very challenging place to pit at. Setups on the cars are not very user-friendly for being a Jackman or a tire changer.
Car real low.
But Gibbs has a lot of depth, so it'll be interesting to see who they put in. Watching their pit stop before this, I did not understand, because he had hit the fence before this and kind of dumped track position, and his wheel was off. I didn't understand why they were going as hard as they did. Like I remember watching on TV, be like, man, like these guys are just going 10/10ths all the time, which I couldn't figure out. And then their wheel fell off, and I was like, oh, they're going to not like that. So that's a big time. So, like, I've always been, I might get slack for this, but I've always been, I think my one pick coach has hated it forever, but I've always been on the side of the fence of, I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep my car in the best position in the race, where a lot of the pit coaches just want to see the fastest pit stop all the time. I'm not sure if that's the case there, but when you're running 10/10ths all the time, man, your wheels fall off. In that situation, I felt, I might be wrong, but watching that situation, I felt the 11 team did not have to go that hard and put themselves in this bad of a situation, because you were already advanced to the next round, and
Now you just shot yourself in the foot.
Not yourself, you shot your whole team in the foot, right? So this is a big setback, and like I said, I think Denny's looking for any reason to lose a championship, right? He hates the format. He's lost them before. He says he doesn't care about championships. Now he kind of has an out to blame his team. So you don't want to ever do that. 24, it says 24 and the 12. They have to back up. Both left front issues. Left fronts are the hardest. Oh, and they both had the same issue. So Cordero didn't get his button. He reaches in there to tighten it. The gun's spinning the wrong way. He taps it. They leave. He says, hey, I'm good. Once it drops, he's like, no, I know I'm good. I'm good. He called it. You're going to see it from Williams' point of view. That's the hardest one for a Jackman to catch, is the left front. He's giving thumbs up. I'm good, go. So he called it off, which saved them a lot of time. The 12 car had a different situation, so they leave here a little bit of a rough right side. Come to the left, Keith France is going to miss his button as well. He gets it. He tightens it on the way down. Trevor doesn't know, so he goes to stop it, but Keyston kind of never called good like Cordero did. And then they go down and they tighten it. But it takes a while, kind of takes them out of position. So these are just tough communication things that they got to clean up for the next couple of rounds. Because if you do this in one of the next couple of races, it'll hurt you on points a lot. So a couple things for those big time. I mean, both of these guys have been in the Final Four a lot. These pit crews know how to perform under pressure, but they're going to have to clean that up. Another whoa.
Well, what about, I can give a dog, not the dog, but I will give a pit road dog to Jesse Saunders, crew chief on a 5.
Absolutely. Jesse Saunders, dog of the week, dude.
Is he?
Yeah, absolutely. He just set a new world record.
Yeah.
No one wants to talk about these road crew guys. They don't ever want to.
They're the real mechanics.
They are the real. They're the real racers in the garage, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones that. The car chief's the first one in and the last one to leave. Always, to be a good car chief, you have to be. Jesse Saunders is one of those guys that doesn't want any credit. He does his job. Late model racer from Wisconsin, but it's these small things. This is exemplified.
Like the same fabric as a Ron Malik type fella.
Yeah, that's where he learned from Ron Malik, who is Jimmy Johnson's car chief for all 7 of his championships. But you don't really get to see their work. Like a pit crew, you get to see it. It was an 8-second stop. They were good. They come in and out pit road. But the car chief, all they're hazing the barn before they get to the track. It's not black and white. But the reason the 5 car is so fast every week is because of the preparation from the team. And you get to see the preparation firsthand when they change a toe link in 1 minute and 50 seconds, right? That is all just preparation. Having all your stuff right, having all your lengths right, having all your tools ready. You've done it before. You've worked at it. Boom, boom, boom. Now you're back on the racetrack. So that shows you the level of preparation. If you have that level of preparation going into your toe link,
yeah.
How much is going into all the other things, all down the list. That's why this team is so strong. Jesse Saunders and the 5 team, dogs of the week.
Hey.
Good for them.
There's a Gibbs missing pit road.
But there's a little bit more to this.
You think so?
Yes, because the 19's coming in and they were kind of pause it right there. They were busting the 19's chops about being slow getting to pit road, or the 50. They said the 54 was way too fast. The 19 had to check up because
the one's in front of him.
The one was coming off pit road, so he was trying to blend behind him, and the 54 just and slid his right front and got a flat. The 54 was pitted next to us. Man, I thought they were going to win this race.
They were in the best position to at this point in time.
And this puts them probably a couple laps down.
Yeah, they're
missed the box. Just go ahead. So.
Yeah, this one looked the most promising to see Ty Gibbs for his first career Cup win. Unfortunately, it was not in the. It's tough to watch.
Yeah, see, Letarte said he was way too fast, but he was probably the right speed. Yeah. But the 19 saw the 1, and the 54 didn't.
And also, there's the variables of marbles in that lane. There's also the tires are freaking worn out. You're on pretty much cloth. So, man, I hated to see that out of the 54. I think that was his day, but then it turned into not being his day. So you'll have that sometimes.
What's this on the 23 here? Fire, pit road fire.
And then, they were like, loose, no, okay, good, go.
Get that hose out of there.
Bubba was in position. They just took a leaf blower and done.
The jackman next to him just blew it out. Well, they'll burn out eventually. It's just fuel.
It would. Zip.
Oh, there it is. Well, you're blowing all the marbles out of the pit box anyway.
So Bubba was in position to potentially win the race as well. So
I think everybody was at one point in time, just depending on how the cautions fell.
That's right. What else we got here?
He's got post-race shenanigans. Yeah, just people drive. We talked about it last week. The trackhouse cars driving through the dirt. These guys just driving through the crud, getting some stuff on their tires and
trying to pick up some weight
in their cars. So
I think that's all fair game. Like at what point in time can you start?
Going in the grass is one thing. If you just keep it on the asphalt, boys. Don't be egregious about it. So that's it. See, look, he gets even lower because he's like, oh no. So the 24 was like behind the 88, and the 88, you're like, hey man, you're picking up all my stuff. I'm trying to get it too. So he's like trying to get lower. But hey,
it's part of the game, man. All part of the game.
part of it.
What do we got? Penny for thoughts questions?
Yep, let's see them.
Let's land this bird.
What do we got? First one. Can't read that.
If you can go back in time and run any race, what would you choose? I would like to choose the first Southern 500 ever.
First one?
You know, when there's like 90 cars and somebody put on tractor tires and never pitted and won the race.
Yeah.
Higgy, who was that won the race?
Herschel McGriff.
No.
Fireball
I'll
Rock.
have to look it up.
Ned Jarrett was one. He was
He was
somewhere
one
up
of the
in
ones
there.
that
He was
set
Ned Jarrett has set the
laps.
record for the most laps ahead of second place.
That's a good one. I would go. I could run any race. Man, I don't know. I would like to go run
It was Johnny Mance.
Syracuse Super Dirt Week. That's what I would go run. Back to that.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what. Probably like the 90s. That was a really...
Drive the Batmobile.
Yeah. That was even earlier than that. That might have been the 70s or the 80s.
Yeah.
Look up Super Dirt Week at Syracuse if you've never seen it. It was a horse track. All right, next one. Alex McCullough. Current picks for the championship and the Final Four. And Chris Bell sounds pretty... He sounds pretty confident for a championship.
I agree, and I think he's pretty much a lock to the championship 4. I'm going to go the 11, the 20. It's a bit of a toss-up, man. The 12's strong, but I'm not putting a lot of money on him at the moment. Can't put any money on anybody, technically, to be clear. 24. 4's a wild card to me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go 24, 20, 12, and I'm going to take a flyer on the 23.
Oh, I love that. I was thinking about the same thing. I'd love to see Bubba in the championship 4. I think it's the 20s year, though, if we're going championship favorite. Will you have Denny on? Sure. From the One Lone Girl.
He's got his own podcast.
He's got his own. He don't want to come on here. He came on here a couple years ago.
Wyatt Howell. What is it like changing tires when the brakes and the wheel well are on fire? It's distracting. It doesn't happen as much as it used to. In 5 lug nuts, it would happen all the time. It doesn't happen quite as much as it used to, but you just keep going, business as usual. Deep freeze.
Deep freeze.
Deep
says,
freeze. That's
what
spelled.
catchphrase should Seabell have? You just got your bell rung.
Ooh.
I appreciate the attempt.
I like it.
You
That's
like
some
it?
Ricky Bobby stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's some Ricky Bobby stuff. Just got your bell rung.
You just got your bell rung.
Ka-chow.
Dong.
I love it.
Get out a little cowbell.
You got some penny stackers for us?
Did I fire some off in the group chat this week? What do we got?
Andrew in
I don't have-
Maryville. Andrew from Maryville and Jeremy Nelson from Texas.
All right.
Luke from West Virginia. You
There's
said
lots.
you just met everybody. I think I met Luke too. I signed his cars.
Yeah.
He was at Bristol. So
A lot of penny stackers this week. Appreciate everybody that's been following along with the journey, whether it's my racing career or podcast. We do. We show up here every week with you guys in mind to give you guys a peek behind the curtain for a positive outlook on our sport as well as life. And hope you guys continue to listen and enjoy it, because there really is no excuse onto where you can't find it, because I've got a list here in front of me of all the different ways you can find our show. You can find it wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Podcasts? Apple, Spotify, all the things. NASCAR's YouTube channel on a weekly basis as well for all of our clips. You can watch it in real time. The NASCAR channel on Tubi, Samsung TV Plus, Zumo Play, Prime Video, and Roku. Yeesh.
also,
I don't recommend watching us on every single one of those individually.
Why
Just
not?
pick one.
Nope, pick all of them.
Or if you're listening, a lot of people listen to us on Sirius XM Channel 90 as well. So
What you should do is you should line up your Roku with Sirius XM Channel 90 and try to line it up.
good luck with that.
Like we do with MRN and the races. Mute the show and try to line it up.
Shout out Eric Brennan too. I always enjoy listening to him on
Best.
ARCA broadcast. He does a fantastic job.
Best. He's been overlooked too many times. He will be the guy here moving forward.
I hope so,
imagine.
man. He is awesome at his job. Not saying that, there should be changes in certain series, but I think he's better than some, and I think he's on the rise and would love to hear him more often.
That's it. Moving forward on the Loudon. Catch you guys Thursday for Spare Change.
Also catch you guys October 2nd in Kannapolis, the Atrium Health Ballpark for the 5th annual Kickball Classic. Come see your favorite NASCAR drivers or media personalities. Play some kickball. It's all going to benefit the Kannapolis YMCA and Samaritan's Feet. It also, if you can't make it in person, hope you can make it in person, but if not, you can watch it on NASCAR's YouTube. It'll be live streamed. It's always a good time. It's one of my favorite days of the year. So the 5th annual Kickball Classic, you can support it. You can either buy a ticket, even if you're not going to go. CoreyLaJoyRacing.com. All proceeds go to the Y. Spare Change this week, breaking down the Bristol Burnout as well as the Magic Mile. Corey LaJoie here alongside Ryan Flores. Be a light this week, man. Be a light. Encourage somebody. Reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Use your influence for positivity. Stay off social media. That place is garbage. Keep stacking pennies, guys. Have a great week. Goodbye.